Son scored!
What a start for City! Don shot, 2-1 Tottenham! You can't believe your eyes! The advantage swings to Spurs! Sterling! VAR has come to the Champions League! It's Tottenham in the final four!
She scored! What a story! Brilliant thinking by Alexander-Arnold! Liverpool are into the final. Daar is de licht! Oh! Oh, yes! And there's the goal back. Mora, is a Champions League miracle going to happen again? Oh, they've done it! I cannot believe it! Tottenham Hotspur are heading to the Champions League final!
And the Reds claim a sixth European Cup. And there's a penalty inside the first minute. It's Salah who's put Liverpool in front. Eriksen poised.
A wonderful save.
Origi, no arguments now. Champions League winners 2019. Liverpool have written another wonderful European chapter.
Wow, what a scintillating season. Still feel all the emotions. Congratulations to Liverpool Football Club once more as they came out on top in that all-English final in Madrid to be crowned champions of Europe for the sixth time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, though, it is time to present the first award of the evening. The President's Award goes to a former player whose outstanding achievements both on and off the field have contributed to the success and development of the beautiful game.
Previous winners of the award include Johan Cruyff, Paolo Maldini, Bobby Robson, and last year's recipient, David Beckham.
Well, to invite our latest addition to that illustrious list of players, please welcome the UEFA President, Alexander Cheperin. Nice to see you. How are you? You well?
President, welcome. Great to start the season like this here in Monaco once more. Regarding the President's Award, you announced earlier this week that it was Eric Cantona who would be receiving it. Why did you select him?
First of all, that's the only award that I decide who wins. It's a special award for me. I don't have to ask anybody. I'm happy that it's Eric Cantona. Eric was a fantastic player. Later, he became an actor, commentator. But most of all, he's a guy who did a lot for good. He dedicated part of his life for charity. So he absolutely deserves that award.
Well, we are going to welcome Eric onto the stage in just a moment. But before we do, it's only fair that we also take a look at some of the highlights of his incredible career.
It's a massively important result, this.
Played in, Cantona takes on his chest, a great chance for Leeds, Cantona.
And Cantona, who's Manchester United through and through now.
As long as I can remember, football has played a leading role in my life.
And Leeds have scored.
The football pitch was the first stage where I performed.
Well, here goes Cantona on a typical weaving run.
He has been magnificent tonight, hasn't he, Cantona?
Like no other sport, football brings people together, frees their minds, ignites their passion.
What sport do you most enjoy playing? Manchester.
The game reaches billions all over the world, and it has the power to make an incredible difference in people's lives.
Cantona again, yes! Alan Rhodes' favourite Frenchman, he's done it!
This world needs football more than ever before.
Here's Cantona! That is magnificent by Cantona.
And please welcome now to the stage the President's Award winner for 2019, Eric Cantona. President.
Hello, salut.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Bonsoir, good evening.
Hi.
Eric.
Hi.
The recipient of the 2019 President's Award. What's going on through your mind right now?
As flies to wanton boys, we are for the gods. They kill us for the sport. Soon the science will not only be able to slow down the aging of the cells, soon the science will fix the cells to the state. And so we will become eternal. Only accidents, crimes, wars will still kill us. But unfortunately, crimes and wars will multiply. I love football. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. It's an honor to have both of you here. Thank you to UEFA President and Eric.
Okay, well, this season's UEFA Champions League final will take place in Turkey at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul, 15 years since the city last hosted the final.
That's right, Reshmin. We'll be returning to the scene of one of the most memorable finals of all time, where Liverpool secured a penalty shootout win following a stunning second-half comeback against AC Milan back in 2005.
Ooh, what a night that was. Okay, well, our next guest is a Turkish international who spent 5 years in Istanbul with Galatasaray, who's also the ambassador for the final in May. And bringing the UEFA Champions League trophy onto the stage tonight, please give a warm welcome to Hamit Altintop.
Sorry.
Hamit.
Hello.
Sorry.
How are you? Nice
Welcome.
to see you.
Good, thank you.
Great to see you. Istanbul is hosting the UEFA Champions League final. As someone who is Turkish, as someone who knows the city very well, as the ambassador, what makes the city so special?
First, good evening. I am proud to be here. The city is very colorful. The history, the culture, also the bridge, what connects the ASEAN and the European side is always a big adventure and experience for everyone. I can only say you have to visit there. This is the best experience for everyone.
You've played at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium, albeit in a friendly. Just imagine the final of Europe's greatest club competition taking place in that city you just described, the rivalry, the fans. What kind of atmosphere can we expect in May?
The Ataturk Stadium has his own soul. In general, in Istanbul, is supporters very passionate, and this combination with the city, with the fans, and with this amazing, important game, then you have like the example 2005.
Hamit, we're sure that that final will be fantastic. Thank you for bringing the UEFA Champions League trophy on stage as well. It's a pleasure to have you here. Enjoy the rest of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the UEFA 2020 Champions League final ambassador, Hamit Altintop.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hamit. Well, the road to Istanbul starts right here, and we will be joined by two very special guests to help us make the group stage draw tonight. So let's meet the first.
Let's do it. He's a UEFA Champions League winning midfielder who has played for some of Europe's biggest clubs and also holds the record for being the most capped Dutch player of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Wesley Sneijder. We actually have two former Galatasaray teammates, right? Because you played with Hamit in Turkey.
Yes, I did.
Later, you won earlier you won the UEFA Champions League trophy, of course, with Inter Milan, beating Bayern Munich. What memories do you have from that night?
Well, only beautiful memories. I mean, like, it's the most beautiful, most valuable prize you can win as a player. And still, 10 years later, I'm still proud of it. So it was an amazing night with all the Inter fans together, and we also deserved it.
It was an awesome night, I have to say. Now, you've announced your retirement as a player recently. 17 years as a professional. You've played in 6 countries, we believe, which is pretty impressive as well. Was it a difficult decision to retire, and what are your plans going forward?
Well, of course, yeah, it was a difficult decision because you know that you can only retire once. So the moment that you decide to retire, there's no way back. So it was a hard decision, but I think I made it on the right time, and I had a fantastic career. And now I try to work with players, young players, maybe older players, to just like to help them in their career with the development and everything. And because of course there are some players they might need it. So I want to be there for them. So let's see.
I think you'll be a good mentor for any young player.
Yeah, a lot of insight, a lot of experience to pass on. Wesley, you're here tonight to help us out with the Champions League group stage draw. So if I can please ask you to take your position at the draw table. Ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Sneijder.
Well, our second guest tonight is another UEFA Champions League winner whose 20-year career at the top of his game cemented his place as one of the best goalkeepers of his generation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Petr Cech. Hello. Petr, great to have you here with us. Now, you yourself have had an incredible career, 4 Premier League titles, a host of domestic trophies, the Europa League, but let's talk about your Champions League trophy as well. 2012 in Munich, against Bayern Munich. What drama. You saved the penalty in extra time. You saved 2 spot kicks in added time. In the shootout. How do you, as like the most calm man that we normally meet, how do you keep a level head in that situation when the weight of expectation is all on your shoulders?
Good evening, everybody. You know, it's a biggest game of your career. So you know, you hope that you're gonna score 3 goals, and then you have not much to do, and then you go home with the trophy. You know, but it obviously wasn't to be. But it's a fantastic challenge for every player because you know, if you imagine the pressure, expectation, and everything, and I had lost the Champions League final once, and obviously you never want to experience it again. So the preparation which goes to that final is absolutely vital as well, and it was probably the preparation was the most important thing for me, and in the end paid off. But you know, you have to have the confidence that you know that you can do it, and I think this is the biggest part of playing any final, that you have to believe that you know you prepared, you work all your life. This is your opportunity, and you just go and take it. And this I was lucky and fortunate enough that what happened to me in the final.
Yeah,
Petr,
great final.
Yeah, it was a great final. Petr, you've recently retired, but you went straight back to work in football at Chelsea as a technical and performance advisor. But we know that you're quite good at playing the drums. You're also not bad at playing ice hockey in goal. So Did you ever think of another career when you were hanging up your boots from the football side?
Well, I love sport, I love music, and although my career finished now as a professional football player because it was time to do so, I love the sport too much, so I will do anything. I enjoy that. I think my body feels happy when I exercise, when I do things, and obviously I'm very competitive, and I never want to lose that. So, ice hockey is one thing which keeps me, that competitive spirit, being in a group, a team sport, and obviously drums. I think there's nothing better when you play along to your favorite music and you can actually hit the drums as hard as you can and you really let everything out. It's fantastic.
Fantastic, man of many talents. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause for Petr Cech. Petr, if you would take your place at the draw table as well.
Now, throughout the evening, as well as the draw, obviously, we'll be presenting awards for the best goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and forward of last season's UEFA Champions League campaign.
Yes, these awards are voted for by coaches of the 32 group stage clubs, along with 55 European football journalists selected by the European sports media.
So let's begin with the award for goalkeeper of the season, which goes to a Brazilian shot stopper who starred with some sensational saves as he lifted the Champions League trophy in his first season with Liverpool.
Please welcome onto the stage the UEFA Champions League goalkeeper of the season, Alisson Becker. Hello. Parabéns.
Hello. Thank you.
Good Portuguese, Rushman.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
I've been practicing.
Parabéns.
Tudo bem. Muito obrigado.
Muito estilo, gosto. Alisson, parabéns por este troféu, parabéns também pelo título que ganhou na última época. Conte-me, você quando estava a crescer no Brasil e começou a carreira, pensava, sonhava em ganhar este troféu?
Sonhava, com certeza. Nós brasileiros acompanhamos muito a Champions League e toda criança, o primeiro presente que recebe é uma bola de futebol. E junto com a bola vem sonhos também. Desde que eu comecei a minha carreira levando mais a sério, foi para mim sempre um objetivo jogar na Europa, disputar uma Champions League e quem sabe me tornar um vencedor. E hoje estar aqui recebendo esse prêmio também, só tenho que agradecer a Deus, a minha família, a meus companheiros e todos os profissionais que trabalharam comigo durante essa trajetória e espero que venha mais pela frente.
Alisson, é um prazer tê-lo aqui connosco. Muito obrigado. Parabéns mais uma vez e divirta-se no resto da noite. Está bem?
Obrigado.
Congratulations, Alisson.
Thank you.
The goalkeeper of the year for
Parabéns.
the 2019 Champions League.
Yeah, huge congratulations once again to Alisson. What a season he had. Okay, it is time to get down to business and begin the UEFA Champions League group stage draw. Pedro and myself will now make way for the draw experts. So please, he listens now after 3 years, right? Please welcome them as they join us onto the stage. The UEFA Champions League Deputy General Secretary? I'm sorry, how could I get that one wrong? The King, Giorgio Marchetti, and Michael Hesselspert, the head of UEFA Club Competitions. Pleasure to have you both here. Giorgio, over to you.
Thank you very much, Reshmin, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the draw ceremony for the 2019-2020 UEFA Champions League group stage. I would like to start by congratulating the 32 teams who have qualified for the world's most prestigious club competition and now dream of lifting this last year's trophy aloft on the 30th of May. The road to Istanbul starts today, and over the coming months, we will all be looking forward to some exciting action on the pitch as the best clubs from across Europe go head-to-head. However, before we get to the draw, let's take a quick look at the technical procedure.
The 32 teams have been allocated to 4 pots in accordance with the following principles. Pot 1 will comprise the UEFA Champions League title holder, Liverpool FC, and the UEFA Europa League title holder, Chelsea FC, as well as the domestic champions of the 6 top-ranked associations in the Access list. The remaining 24 teams have been divided into 3 pots, based on their position in the UEFA Club Coefficient ranking. Since the same number of UEFA Champions League matches are played on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the groups are divided in 2 colours, red for groups A to D and blue for groups E to H. The red groups will play on one match night and the blue groups will play on the other. This will alternate from match day to match day. For TV coverage reasons, every 2 teams from one country are paired in order to be split into red and blue groups. Please also note that based on a decision taken by the UEFA Executive Committee, teams from Russia and Ukraine shall not be drawn in the same group. The Champions League and Europa League title holders, as well as the domestic champions of Pot 1, will be drawn first. Starting with Pot 1, a ball is drawn at random and open to display the name. The team drawn is placed in the first available group in alphabetical order from A to H, as indicated by the computer, and in accordance with the established principles. For example, if the team drawn has all 8 options from A to H available, it will be automatically allocated to Group A. If the team drawn has 4 options available from E to H, for example, it will be automatically allocated to Group E, and so on. This procedure will be repeated until all the teams of Pot 1 are allocated in the 8 groups. For Pot 2, a ball will be drawn at random and open to display the name. The computer will then show which groups are available for this club, in accordance with the established principles such as country protection and TV pairings. A draw is then made to determine which of these available groups the clubs are assigned to. It must be noted that the number of options available to a team depends not only on the team's own attributes, for example, winter venue, and those of the teams already drawn, but also on the attributes of the other teams still to be drawn. This is due to the computer calculations needed to anticipate all possible scenarios and to prevent any deadlock situation. Once the 8 teams of Pot 2 have been allocated, the same procedure will apply for Pots 3 and 4 to complete all the groups. Once the draw procedure has been completed, a computer draw will determine the final position of all clubs within the 8 groups, as the position in the group determines the match schedule. In this respect, the computer will ensure that stadium clashes and winter venues are taken into account. The match calendar will be released 3 hours after the draw ceremony.
Okay, so that's how the technical part of the draw works. Let's take a look at the teams in Pot 1. And this pot includes the defending champions Liverpool, along with Chelsea, Barcelona, Manchester City, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain and Zenit. These teams combine for 19 titles, Giorgio. Over to you to kick us off with the draw.
Thank you very much, Pedro. Yes, 19 titles are waiting to be allocated into groups. Thanks God, as you've seen, we have computers today. It will be difficult without. We start, ladies and gentlemen, the UEFA Champions League 1920 starts now, with Wesley showing us the first team occupying the first group of the UEFA Champions League. They will be allocated this first pot straight in alphabetical order, unless we have a case of pairing and the team is moved to the second part.
PSG.
So Paris Saint-Germain, it is the first team drawn in this UEFA Champions League to Group A. So Paris Saint-Germain, French champions, are in Group A. Paris Saint-Germain would have reached the semi-final in 1999. And the second team is
Bayern München.
The German champions, FC Bayern München, go to Group B. So Group B for the 5-time winners of the UEFA Champions League. The team which has a record of 16 successive home wins in the group stage and the knockout phase of Champions League between 14 and 17.
Manchester City.
Manchester City. So now we move to the champions of the English Premier League, Manchester City. Group C for Manchester City, which will chase again this fantastic silverware after their best result in 2016, where they reached semi-finals.
Juventus.
And now another team topping one of the top leagues, Juventus, Group D, for the Italian champions of Juventus, which is the Italian team which has had the most matches in the UEFA Champions Cup and Champions League, 271.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. So the title holders of Liverpool are now in Group E of this Champions League, and they will bring there their 6 titles, European titles. So let's see now.
Barcelona.
And now it is the turn of FC Barcelona. So we have completed the round of the champions in these leagues. Group F for FC Barcelona. Again, another 5-time winners in this competition.
Zenit.
And Football Club Zenit, St. Petersburg, Group G for Football Club Zenit, which had the best results in seasons 12, 14, and 16, reaching the round of 16. And this time we will try to do better.
Chelsea.
And finally, Chelsea FC, the winners of the UEFA Europa League 2019, are in Group H. And with this, we have completed the part of the top seeds.
Fantastic, Giorgio. Thank you very much. So we have our first teams in their groups, and the draw will continue shortly. But before that, it's time to present the award for the UEFA Champions League Defender of the Season. And the trophy goes to a player whose towering influence was vital to Liverpool's Champions League success.
An incredible season at the heart of that Liverpool defence. Please welcome UEFA Champions League Defender of the Season, Virgil van Dijk.
Hello. How are you? Nice to see you. Virgil, huge congratulations. It's been an incredible season, incredible time for you at Liverpool. I mean, having been on the losing side in Kiev to delivering a man-of-the-match performance in Madrid. We're a few months down the line now, a couple of months down the line. Now that the dust has settled, has the enormity of what you've achieved sunk in yet?
Yeah. Obviously, I think when the holidays started, I obviously definitely enjoyed every bit of it. And I think we all, deserve that as well. But yeah, this season it starts all over again. We want to compete and try to defend, obviously, the cup. It's going to be tough because there are so many great teams. But we're going to fight for it. We're going to go for it, and we'll see how it's going to end.
With the final in Istanbul, is that a good omen?
Hopefully, it's a nice city, and obviously we won the Super Cup over there a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, we're gonna go for it, and that's the least you can do.
Yeah, well, congratulations! It's been an incredible season, ladies and gentlemen. The UEFA Champions League Defender of the Season, Virgil van Dijk. Thank you.
Thanks,
And we'll be seeing Virgil later because he's one of the nominees for UEFA Men's Player of the Year. Time now to get back to the draw. So let's take a look at the clubs in Pot 2. And this pot includes the likes of teams that are perennial contenders as well and have won a variety of titles, like the record winners, Real Madrid, of course, 4-time winners, Ajax, 2-time winners, Benfica. So this is where it starts to get really interesting, Giorgio, as teams are drawn together. over to you.
Yes, and this makes up 20 titles. So if we had 19 in the first pot, we have 20 titles combined here in the second pot, which looks really impressive. And that's when the real excitement starts. Let's see who will play who. First team of the second pot.
Tottenham.
Tottenham Hotspur, the finalists of last year. We have 3 groups which are possible for Tottenham Hotspur. These are groups A, B, and D. So Tottenham Hotspur was the last club to make the Champions League final for the first time. And the last 3 clubs who made it were all clubs from London: Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
You've been studying the record books again, Giorgio.
We start
staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Study the record book and the geography as well.
And it's a Group B.
Group B. So Tottenham Hotspur will play together with Bayern München in Group B. And that already gives us some spice and excitement.
Ajax.
And again, to look back to next season, we need Ajax. Ajax can go into each of the 7 groups, A, C, D, E, F, G, H. So Ajax, I think we all need to praise this team, this club, what they've done in the last season. They were fantastic with their very young team, going up to 1 inch from the final.
Few seconds.
A few seconds. Having started in the second qualifying round.
Yep. Just made it through this week.
Yes. Second team.
And it's a Group H.
Group H. Group H means that Ajax will face Chelsea FC in Group H. Now we're ready for the third team and the third amazing pairing of this Champions League. This time
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund. So Borussia Dortmund can be drawn into 3 groups, E, F, G. So these groups are possible for Borussia Dortmund, which had an interesting record in 1819. So the first German team finishing group stage with 5 clean sheets. So German football is famous for its attacking phase, but Borussia were very good defensively as well.
And Borussia goes to Group F.
Group F for Borussia Dortmund, which means that they will face the like of FC Barcelona. Now, ready to see another team?
So it's the 4th team to be drawn from this pot?
Yes. Oh.
Benfica.
Benfica. So Benfica can go into 5 groups, A, C, D, E, and G. So no condition in this case. So Benfica, twice winners of the UEFA Champions League, and also the second team with the most participations in this European Cup, 39, second only to Real Madrid.
It's a Group G.
Group G for Benfica. They will play together with the football club Zenit St. Petersburg in Group G. So we are ready for the 5th team of this second pot. And this time,
Real Madrid.
It is the all-time record holder of Real Madrid, 13 times winner of the UEFA Champions Cup and Champions League. So for Real Madrid, we will have 3 possibilities, Group A or C or D.
Going to get a big clash either way, I think.
It will be interesting.
Group A.
So the group of Real Madrid is Group A. together with Paris Saint-Germain. So Wesley, as a former Real Madrid player, I think you will be looking forward to this clash.
Definitely. Nice game. Shakhtar Donetsk.
And now FC Shakhtar Donetsk, the champions of Ukraine. C, D, or E are the possibilities for this club, which was quarter-finalist in 2011. So for Shakhtar Donetsk, now Peter will soon tell us which is the group.
It's a Group C.
Group C. So Group C for Shakhtar Donetsk together with Manchester City. So only two groups now are left to be completed. We're talking about D and E. And the next team is Napoli. So Napoli has only one group available, no other possibilities. The group is Group E. And Napoli will face Liverpool again. It's nothing new for them. It was, if I'm not wrong, the same situation in the group phase of last year. So Napoli and Liverpool falling together in the same group.
Atletico de Madrid.
And to finish, we have now Juventus and Atletico de Madrid. Who know each other very well, having played in the knockout phase this year. Group D is now Juventus and Atletico de Madrid.
Wow, well, a lot of reaction here in the draw hall already when some of these big titans of European football were drawn together, looking ahead to competing to try to win Europe's and the world's top club prize. Now, before we continue to pot 3, let's present the award for the UEFA Champions League Midfielder of the Season. And the trophy goes to a player who turned heads across Europe during Ajax's fantastic run to last season's semi-finals.
Congratulations. What an honor.
Frankie, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here with us. Last season, Ajax was really one of the fairy tales of the competition, right? Beating some of the favorites, perhaps, like Juventus and Real Madrid. How did you do it? Because not only did you win, but you played some great football as well.
Yeah, it was an incredible journey for us as a team, and yeah, how did we do it? I don't know. I think we just had a good plan, tactical plan. We had some really talented players with a lot of quality, and then
like you?
if you no, not like me. And then if you combine those two, you will get great results.
Frankie, look, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. Good luck in your next season in the Champions League as well, and see you soon, I'm sure. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Frankie. Well done. Yeah, huge congratulations to Frankie. What a talent, what a team they were last season. Okay, it is time to get back to the draw. So let's take a look at the teams in pot 3. Now, these include the 3-time winners Inter, as well as some finalists from previous years like Valencia, Club Brugge, and Bayer Leverkusen as well. Giorgio, over to you.
Yes, and the going is getting tougher now with this third group, as the groups are taking real shape.
16 down, 16 to go.
Yes, halfway through.
Halfway.
And here we go. First team drawn in pot number 3.
Internazionale.
That's FC Internazionale Milano. We have 3 possibilities for Internazionale, groups F, G, or H. Internazionale 3-time winners of the Champions League and the last Italian club to win.
With Wesley?
With Wesley on the field, Jose Mourinho on the bench.
Yes.
Let's see the group.
It's a Group F.
Group F for Inter. That means quite a tough group, actually. FC Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, and Inter. So we are ready to go with another one.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen has 6 possibilities, A, C, D, E, G, and H. For Bayer Leverkusen, the finalists from 2002, where they were at the bad luck of bumping into certain Zinedine Zidane, who volleyed the ball straight into the net to break the dreams of this team. But they can try again this season, of course.
In Hampton, right?
Hampden Park, yes.
Group D.
Group D. So Group D means that Bayer Leverkusen will be competing against Juventus and Atletico de Madrid. So Wesley, you can tell us now what's the next team and where it will go. It will be better to tell us.
Valencia.
So Valencia Club de Football. Groups E, G, and H are available for Valencia, where the finalists twice, 2000 and 2001. So the first participation, Valencia reached immediately the final of the UEFA Champions League and repeated the performance the following season.
Against Real and Bayern.
Real Madrid and Bayern München.
Valencia goes to Group H.
Group H for Valencia together with Chelsea and with Ajax. So we can already anticipate another very competitive group here with these 3 teams.
Looks okay.
Very experienced in Europe.
Salzburg.
And now we go with FC Salzburg, which have 5 possibilities, A, B, C, E, and the G. So these are the possibilities for FC Salzburg, which is the second participation in the group stage after 1994-95. Salzburg, they've been actually chasing the group phase many times over the past few seasons.
Over the playoffs, yeah.
And finally, they made it this year.
Group E.
Group E for FC Salzburg together with Liverpool and Napoli. So we have 4 teams left in this spot for groups, obviously. The first of these 4 teams
Dinamo
is G and K Dinamo, which can be allocated into groups A, B, or C. These are the 3 possibilities for Dinamo Zagreb at their 7th participation in the UEFA Champions League group stage.
Dinamo, who qualified this week as well through the playoffs.
Yes, beating Rosenborg in a tight playoff game.
Dinamo goes to C.
Group C for G&K Dinamo together with Manchester City and Shakhtar Donetsk. 3 teams are left, Wesley. Thank you for telling us.
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos FC. So from Greece, Olympiacos FC can be allocated to Group A or Group B. So it's a simple draw for Olympiacos. Quarterfinals in '89. And they are at the 19th participation in Champions League. They are number 7 in the European ranking for number of participations.
Group B.
Group B for Olympiacos together with Bayern and with Tottenham Hotspur. Only 2 teams are left and the groups which are unattended yet by any team of this sport are Group A and Group G.
Club Brugge.
Group Brugge, Bruges, and for Bruges we only have 1 chance, 1 possibility. Group A for Bruges together with Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid, and only 1 team is left. We want to see this name coming out of the ball.
Olympique Lyon.
And the name is the name of Olympique Lyonnais. And for Olympique Lyonnais, obviously, we have Group G, where the other teams are Football Club Zenit, St. Petersburg, and Benfica.
It's already looking good, isn't it, Giorgio?
Yeah.
Not bad,
Very
huh?
nice.
OK, well, 8 teams remain, and we'll be finding out who they'll face in just a moment. But first, it is time to reveal the winner of the UEFA Champions League Forward of the Season. And this year, the award goes to a 4-time winner who was last season's top scorer.
The UEFA Champions League Forward of the Season is Lionel Messi.
¿Cómo estás?
Estás, Leo. Enhorabuena.
Gracias.
Leo, enhorabuena. 15 temporadas jugando en la Champions, una vez más. El primer goleador, el pechichi de la competición. ¿Cómo se mantiene ese nivel año tras año? ¿Te fijas cada temporada esas metas tan altas?
Bueno, buenas tardes. Sí, la verdad que cada vez que arranca un año el objetivo es ese, ¿no? Intentar de superarme a nivel de individual, intentar de seguir dando lo mejor, igual que con el grupo, intentar de conseguir los objetivos que nos planteamos al principio y bueno, lo intentaremos un año más poder hacerlo.
Sí, siempre. Y esperamos verte en el campo muy pronto.
Ojalá, yo también espero.
Vamos a ver. Ladies and gentlemen, the UEFA Champions League Forward of the Season, Lionel Messi. Enhorabuena, Leo. Chao.
And we'll also be talking to Leo later, since he's also nominated for the UEFA Men's Player of the Year, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo as well. Time now to conclude the draw. Let's take a look at the clubs in Pot 4 that will be completing the group stages. And they include the first-time competitors in this stage of the competition, Atalanta. And we've got a former winner as well. I won't say it in Serbo-Croat, I'll say it in English, Red Star. That's a lot easier for me. Galatasaray as well, Henk Leipzig, Lokomotiv Moscow, Lille, and Slavia Prague. Over to you.
And only one team per group, and we will know everything about this year's Champions League. The first team is Atalanta. So the beginners of Champions League of Atalanta, they have 3 possibilities, Group A, B, or C. The very first participation in the group stage, thanks to a fantastic season they had last year, finishing 3rd in the Serie A.
Group C.
Group C for Atalanta. And this group, so it's the first group to be completed with Manchester City, Shakhtar Donetsk, Dinamo Zagreb, and Atalanta. Wesley, we can move on to another team.
So we don't do group by group.
To complete a second group.
He was just saying, just highlight.
Leipzig.
So this time it's Rasenball Leipzig. We can allocate Leipzig to 3 groups, or the groups are E, or G, or H. These are the possibilities for Leipzig, which is now at their 2nd participation in the Champions League group stage after the edition of 2 years ago. And in 1 second, we will see which is the group of Leipzig.
Group G.
G. So Group G, with Leipzig, we have Football Club Zenit, Benfica, and Olympique Lyonnais.
So 2 groups now complete?
Yes. Group C and G.
Lokomotiv Moscow.
And now we have Lokomotiv Moscow. For Lokomotiv Moscow, the possibilities are Group A, or Group B, or Group D. So Lokomotiv made the round of 16, 15 years ago, 2004. So the group of Lokomotiv is
Group D.
Group D. which is now completed with Juventus, Atletico de Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, and Lokomotiv Moscow. Yes, Wesley, please give us another team of the spot.
Slavia Prague.
There's a time of Slavia Praha. Slavia can go into the 5 open groups, A, B, E, F, and H for Slavia, coming also from the playoffs. They played yesterday against Cluj. Second time in the group stage for Slavia Prague after 2007 and 2008.
Special meaning also for Petr, being from Czech Republic as well, drawing out the group.
Slavia Praha to the group F.
Group F for Slavia Praha. It's quite a challenging group, actually, for this Czech team. Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Inter, and Slavia Praha. Another 4 teams to go.
Yeah. I don't know if his friends back in the Czech Republic are going to be too happy with that, Petr. Turn off your phone now.
Lille.
LOSC Lille. So LOSC Lille from France. The groups are B or E or H. For Lille, back to Champions League. They made the round of 16 in 2007. That's their best achievement so far. And let's see how they will try again to qualify for this round of 16. In which group? Which are the opponents?
It's a group H.
H. H means that they will have to face the likes of Chelsea, Ajax, and Valencia. Not an easy group either, I would say. Third last team.
Genk.
Genk. So the Belgian champions of Genk have only one possibility, and that's Group E. So we allocate Genk to Group E together with Liverpool, Napoli, and FC Salzburg. And we have 2 teams left in the pot to be drawn.
Now you have to help me. Zvezda.
Crvena Zvezda, so the Red Star Belgrade is the first team, or the first of the last 2 teams. Both groups are possible for Crvena Zvezda, and the groups are A and B. We'll see if it's A or B. For Red Star.
Crvena Zvezda to the group B.
Group B. So together with Bayern, Tottenham Hotspur, and Olympiacos. So only one team is left, Wesley. We can imagine which team it is, but you have to tell us.
My ex-team, no?
Most probably, yes. And from the city where we'll go to play a final.
Galatasaray.
Yes, it is Galatasaray, and Galatasaray completes the last open group, Group A, together with Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, and Bruges.
So there you have it. The lineup for next season's UEFA Champions League group stages has been set. Let's go through the 8 groups, starting with A. We'll have Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Club Bruges, and Galatasaray. In B, it's Bayern Munich, Tottenham, Olympiacos, and Red Star.
In Group C, debutants Atalanta will be facing Manchester City, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Dinamo. Group D, it's Juventus, Atletico, Bayer Leverkusen, and Lokomotiv Moscow.
We've got Liverpool, Napoli, Salzburg, and Henk in Group E. While in F, it's Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Internazionale, and Slavia Prague.
Group G, Zenit St. Petersburg, Benfica, Olympique Lyonnais, and Leipzig. And we end with a really tasty one. Group H, Chelsea, Ajax, Valencia, and Lille.
That's right. We're all looking forward to next season's competitions. Our thanks for now to our special guests with us here this evening, Petr Cech and Wesley Sneijder, for helping out with the draw, and also, of course, Michael and Giorgio. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, time now for us to focus on the Equal Game Award, which UEFA presents to people, clubs, or institutions in the football community who have stood out in promoting inclusion, diversity, or accessibility. This year we have 2 winners of this award. Let's have a closer look at their stories.
During 20 years working for charities in Asia among violent conflict and poverty, Burnley FC fan Scott developed post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. To help relieve his PTSD, he took up running. He decided to run to every single Burnley away game last season, covering almost 5,000 kilometres and almost 6 million steps, raising more than €60,000 for Premier League clubs' charities, and in the process, turning his darkness into other people's light. Borussia Dortmund and its fans showed strength and unity in the fight against the far right in German football. They are educating and confronting some of their own fans with campaigns including organising trips to Auschwitz and donating money to the World Holocaust Centre, delivering a clear and powerful message. Racism, discrimination and anti-Semitism are not welcome here.
Well, to present the award, we welcome back the UEFA President Alexander Ceferin. President, why is it so important to you to promote an award like this?
Look, football is more than just a elite game. It's about hope, it's about diversity, it's about friendship, and this campaign was fantastic. I must say that I was delighted by the contribution of the players. 2 of them are here, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. When we started this campaign, they sacrificed so much time for that I was impressed. So football is for all, not for big, not for small, not for fat, not for slim, not for women, not for men, but for all. So for me, this is one of the top awards.
Yeah. President, really an important award for UEFA to hand out every season, and we'd now like to welcome the winners, Scott Cunliffe and Borussia Dortmund CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke, to join us here on stage.
Where's the award?
Hello. Congratulations. Hello.
Thanks, mate. How you doing, love?
Very well. You good?
I'm very good, thank you.
Do 2 kisses. We're in Europe now.
Sorry?
We're in Europe now. You do 2.
Scott, this one is yours.
Thank you so much. Where do you want me to start?
Congratulations to you both. I'm going to start with Scott, because I want to know how you thought about this idea to run to every single away game that Burnley had, and how happy you were with the results. But it was quite a challenge.
For sure, yeah. Well, the President just explained football is more about winning. It's about community and unity. And I think this week in Northern England, we've seen a club demise. So for us, it's about community and unity. I'm very lucky that I've had one of the best community clubs, Burnley Football Club and Burnley Football Club in the community supporting me, along with Burnley fans and Burnley businesses supporting me all the way out for the season. So we've been able to raise a lot of money and also spread a lot of love to the other Premier League clubs and other people, supporters of those clubs, from raising a lot of money. So hopefully it's just the first step.
And I have to know, how many pairs of trainers did you use during the season?
7 or 8, yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
That's not bad. I expected more. And Juan Joaquim, just want to ask you, what responsibility do you think football clubs have to promote these values like diversity, like inclusion, and what kind of a difference do you think Borussia Dortmund has made?
I think a great club like BVB with 155,000 members and with 81,000 spectators every game has a lot of possibilities to fight against racism and against, especially for us, very important anti-Semitism. And you can be sure with this prize, it's a big honor for us. We will do it the next years with all pressure we have, and we will continue this fight the next future.
Hans-Joachim and Scott, congratulations. Thank you for being with us here tonight in Monaco. President, thank you as well. You'll be back on stage one final time in just a bit. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
And now, Reshman, it's time for a change of scenery. There we go. It's time now to present our final 2 awards of the evening, the UEFA Women's and Men's Player of the Year.
Yes, that's right. These awards are voted for by a combination of coaches and journalists from European sports media. And with a little more on those awards and how the winner is chosen, here's a message from the president of the organisation, Rainer Holschuh.
As the president of European sports media, which comprises media from all of UEFA's 55 member associations, I would like to thank all the jury members who participated in the voting for this year's award. Since 2011, ESM has been part of the voting process together with UEFA, with renowned reporters from across the continent. For these awards, players in Europe have been judged in regard to their performances over the whole season in all competitions, both domestically and internationally, at either club or national team level. So let's see who the winners are.
Let's do it, Rainer. Let's begin with the nominees for the UEFA Women's Player of the Year.
Great memories there, and 3 fantastic players, but there can, of course, only be 1 winner. And this year, the award for the UEFA Women's Player of the Year goes to Lucy Bronze.
Now, sadly, Lucy can't be with us tonight as she's on international duty with England at the moment. However, she did send us this message.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there this evening. Hope you enjoy the evening.
Great season for club and country. Huge congratulations to Lucy. So now we come to the award for UEFA Men's Player of the Year. Let's meet our 3 nominees.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined by the three nominees here today. I'm going to start with Leo. Leo, marcaste tu gol número 600 ante el Liverpool. Era por el Barça, pero ante el Liverpool. Y también este gol ganó el premio al mejor gol de la temporada. ¿Cómo se mantiene este nivel, esta calidad de goles? Y después de marcar tantos goles, ¿te sigue generando la misma emoción?
Sí, la verdad que sí, que es lindo hacer goles. Es una sensación muy linda para uno, para el equipo, para la gente y bueno, está bueno poder hacer goles.
Imposible descansar de marcar y ganar, ¿no?
Ese es el objetivo siempre, ¿no? Intentar de hacer la cosa para ganar, sobre todo, más que marcar. Y bueno, si se puede marcar, mejor también.
Gracias, Leo. Cristiano, you are still the top scorer in the history of this competition. That has not gone away. You've had a great year for club and country, winning the Scudetto in your first season in Italy, the Nations League with Portugal as well. You love a challenge. How has this first year in Italy been for you?
Amazing. It was a special year because I moved from, I was 9 years in Real Madrid, and to move to Italian League was a big move, but it was good. The year was amazing. I won 3 titles, the Super Cup, Serie A, and Nationals Cup against Holland, which is fantastic.
Nice to see Virgil
yes,
again.
I have to say Holland. And it was good. Individual, I did very well, and collective as well. So amazing year, and I'm so glad. Another year, another records, so perfect.
Now, we haven't had you both together for a while, so while you're both here, we noticed you've been talking a lot. Do you miss him? ¿Te extraña o no? Es la pregunta.
¿Para él o para mí?
No, tú a él.
Ah, quieres los dos,
Sí.
ok. El que conteste primero.
Sí, yo ya lo
¿Sí?
dije en su momento, era lindo
¿Llores
tenerlo.
mucho por Cristiano?
Era una rivalidad linda, sobre todo porque estaba en el Madrid también y bueno, ahora está en un gran equipo también y lo vemos desde España.
Oh, es español?
No, English. I think, yeah.
I was curious because we shared this stage 15 years, me and him. I don't know if it's ever happened in football. The same 2 guys in the same stage all the time. So it's not easy,
No.
as you know. And of course, we have a good relationship. We not had a dinner together yet, but I
Really?
hope in the future.
You're in Monaco tonight.
It is nice. Of course, I miss to play in Spain. We have that battle the last 15 years, which is good. He pushed me and I push him as well. So it's good to be part of history of football. I'm there, and of course he's there as well.
You had a recent interview, didn't you? Taken a little bit out of context, saying that you're going to retire next year. I think it's very clear for you that you're not retiring just yet. You'll be around for a while. Can we just ask you to make sure you retire at the same time as Leo?
Well,
Que termine su carrera al mismo momento que tú.
he's 2 years younger than me, I
So
think.
keep going, no?
But I think I look good for my age. I'm still. I'm not bad. So I hope to be here next year, and in 2 years, in 3 years. So the people who don't like me, they're going to see me here.
The haters are all part of it, aren't they, Cristiano? I mean, we want to see this rivalry go on as long as possible. Thank you very much, both of you. Virgil, you're like the new kid with these two. How does that feel?
Feels all right. I'm very proud to be here. Obviously, with these 2 guys, they've done pretty well over the last 15 years, what you've been saying. So, yeah, what I say, I'm very proud to be here, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Well, you've more than earned your right to be here. We talked a little bit about, that final victory sinking in, I should say. Let's go back to that semi-final, that comeback. I'm sorry, Leo's here, but hopefully he doesn't understand too much English. But that 3-0 down at the Camp Nou, you completely turned it around. It was an incredible game of football. There was so much drama, so many characters who played their part, the cheeky, quick corner as well, so many elements to that. It was a gutsy performance. I mean, at what point did you believe that you could turn that tie around? And also, what role did Anfield play in that?
Well, first of all, I think Anfield played a massive role. Well, I think after the game in Spain, I think we all felt that, 3-0 wasn't really, the right, result at the night, but it was reality. We were 3-0 down, and we had to overcome it by do the unthinkable. But I think we had a crazy couple of days, actually. We traveled back, and the weekend we played Newcastle, and we scored in the last couple of minutes to get the 3 points. We also obviously were in a title race at the time as well, and we recovered from Newcastle. Then one day to prepare for the Barcelona game, and to actually do it was unbelievable. I think the man himself can say that the atmosphere was outstanding. It was something special, and everything obviously clicked at that evening as well. The goals he scored at the right times, it was just a fantastic evening.
Yeah, one of the most memorable nights. Congratulations to all three of you on your nominations. We'll be finding out who will be winning the Men's Player of the Year in just a moment. But for now, back to Pedro.
Thanks, Reshman. Thanks also to Leo, Cristiano, and Virgil. Good luck to all of them. We'll be finding out who wins very shortly. As I invite Reshman to join me back here on stage, I'd also like to take the opportunity to welcome back the UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin.
Thank you.
Welcome back, President. If you could please do the honors and reveal who has won the UEFA Men's Player of the Year for 2019.
UEFA Men's Player of the Year is Virgil van Dijk.
Congratulations.
Virgil, congratulations. You've been talking about what a successful season you had, both for club and country, reaching the final of the UEFA Nations League. As you stand here as the Men's Player of the Year for UEFA, what goes through your mind as you've worked so hard from being a kid to a young player to breaking into the first teams and now winning the Champions League and this trophy?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think I need to thank all my teammates. Without all of them and without the staff, obviously, I wouldn't achieve what I've achieved over the last year, especially. Thank my family, of course. But yeah, it's been a long road, but it's part of my journey. It's part of who I am. I needed it like this. I'm not a player who was 18 years old and had that right straight away. I had to work hard for every step of the way, and that's part of me, and I'm very happy about that. And yeah, well, I said, I'm very proud to get this trophy, and it's all credit to everyone that's helped me along the way.
And if I may ask, was there a particular inspiration or role model that you had when you were going through those tough steps throughout your career?
Well, I looked up as a young player to Ronaldinho, because he had so much, joy in his way of playing, his tricks. Obviously, I played a lot on the streets, and it was such a, great feeling to watch him play. And but overall, I think all the people that helped me throughout the way, until now, and obviously will help me in the future as well. I will always be very grateful for them.
Pleasure to have you here. Congratulations again, Virgil.
Thank you.
Yeah. Amazing, Virgil. Well done. Stay with us. Stay with us.
Don't
stay
leave
with
us.
Don't go. Don't go.
I leave or not?
You stay as well. Both of you are welcome on this stage. That does bring us to the end of tonight's show. Congratulations from all of us to Lucy Bronze and, of course, to you, Virgil. And thanks to the UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin. I'm glad you stayed. And all of tonight's award winners and very special guests.
And believe it or not, the UEFA Champions League group stages kick off in less than 3 weeks' time from now. So the very best of luck to all of the 32 clubs taking part in this season's competition.
There, that's right. From Pedro and myself and everybody here in Monaco, it's been a real pleasure to have your company. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
Thank you, Reshmin and Pedro. So the Champions League groups have been decided, and here is confirmation then of all 8 groups. 2 European heavyweights in Group A, Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid in there. Tottenham in a tricky group in Group B with Bayern Munich in there. They also have Olympiacos and a tough trip to Red Star Belgrade as well, their stadium. Always an intense atmosphere. It's a good group for Man City there with Shakhtar Donetsk, Dinamo Zagreb and Atalanta, who are Champions League debutants. City, though, drawn with Shakhtar 3 seasons running now. And you've got Juve and Atletico paired together in Group D. I think Liverpool will also be pretty happy as well. They're paired with Napoli again, who they played last season. Both teams winning the home leg 1-0 in those meetings. They've also got FC Salzburg, who've never made it out of the groups before, and a trip to Belgium to play Genk. In Group F, Barca are in there, Dortmund, Inter and Slavia Prague. That one looking like a very tricky group. And Group H, Chelsea, I think Frank Lampard will be rather happy with that draw. They've got last season's semi-finalist Ajax in there, but also Valencia and Lille. So plenty to discuss. We'll get the thoughts of Michael, Glenn and Jermaine very shortly and dissect all of that, plus get more reaction from Monaco after the break.
This programme is brought to you by Gazprom, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Come on then. I've been a football manager since 1976.
Worst header I've ever seen at any club from any player.
The last thing I want to talk about when I'm shopping is losing in the cup final at Wembley. It's my name on the manager's door and it's my dad's name on the chairman's.
The likelihood is you're going to get the sack at some point.
You don't get second chances, boys. Get in!
Ah, the classic Weetabix. Clever. Get them to eat a bit of Fruitabix. Ah, honey. Got it. Buzzing-a-bix. What the? It's just Odd-a-Bix. And that is totally bonkers-a-Bix. Now I'm starving. What's that bowl-a-Bix? Try it any which way-a-Bix.
We made an oath. If it ever comes back, we'll come back to you.
For 27 years, I dreamt of you. I've missed you.
We need to finish it. For good.
It, Chapter 2, in cinemas September 6.
Going to have to drop you here.
Simon, banana feet, darling. Lily, skirt. New trousers up. Great, let's go.
Be good.
Jack, Simon, go, Millie. Darling, bye.
Uniforms and everything they need for school. With Argos, you're good to go.
So close, yet so far from paradise. I need you desperately. Oh, here am I, so close, yet so far from paradise.
Great credit scores can make great things happen. Check your free score at Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
At Heycar, all of our used cars are quality checked, supplied by selected dealers, and come with a warranty. So finding a car you'll love is easy. You just need to find somewhere to park it. Find your perfect used car at Heycar.
What is it that millions of women find hard to talk about?
I wet myself. See a little trickle. Whoosh! A little bit of leakage. The main thing is laughing.
sneezing, lifting, dancing. I'm a comedian. Peeing myself is kind of an occupational hazard.
Leaks happen. That's why Always Discreet has a super absorbent core that turns pee to gel to help stop wetness and odour.
I love being a mum. If I have a little leak, who cares? It's perfectly normal.
Always Discreet. Let's talk about leaky bladders.
This programme is brought to you by Hotels.com, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Flags will wave, there'll be plenty of noise, so much passion.
The cream of European football in so many ways.
Fueled by the fury of recent riotous encounters, by a shared mission to thrill.
The man of the moment, yet again.
Oh, would you believe it? That's the goal to take them through to the quarter-finals. Ronaldo!
A Champions League classic that's had absolutely everything.
History made at Anfield! I cannot believe it!
The blue flag is flying high. Liverpool are champions of Europe once again.
The Champions League and Europa League are back, and BT Sport is the place to watch it all. And this is what we have to look forward to in the Champions League as the groups have been decided. Tottenham are in Group B, drawn with Bayern Munich, Olympiacos and Red Star Belgrade. Manchester City, I think, will be very happy there with Shakhtar Donetsk for the third season in a row. Dinamo Zagreb and debutants in the Champions League, Atalanta, Juve and Atletico in Group D. So for Liverpool, it's Napoli again, as it was last season, Salzburg and Genk, so not too far to travel in their group games. Group F looks a cracker with Barcelona, Dortmund and Inter in there, and Chelsea, I think, will also be quite pleased with Ajax, Valencia and Lille. Michael Owen, Glenn Hoddle and Jermaine Genus watching all of that unfold in the studio. Michael, your initial reaction, do you think all the English sides can be fairly pleased?
Fairly. Definitely Liverpool and definitely Manchester City. I think Chelsea's is a group where you could give everybody a chance. I think it's a very, very equal group, that one. Of course, Tottenham have got Bayern Munich, which is the standout team. They've also got a tricky trip to Greece. But in general, I think, you know, English teams will be reasonably happy. And I still fancy all four to go through.
How do you feel about that Tottenham draw, Glenn?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to perform away from home in that group really well. You know, you hope they take home advantage, of course, but Olympiacos and Red Star away, and obviously Bayern Munich will be tough. But those away games are going to be really tough for Tottenham, and they've really got to perform. But I'm optimistic, like Michael. I think all four teams can get through to the last 16.
Yeah, they've got a couple of intense trips in there, Tottenham, as well, haven't they, in terms of the atmosphere with Bayern and Red Star. Red Star Belgrade beating Liverpool in the group stage at home last season as well.
Always a tricky place to go and play football, essentially. I think the way I see it now, though, you know, Tottenham have no excuses within this competition. They've been a part of the competition now for a good couple of years. They know that they can be fierce games going to Olympiacos and Red Star, but I still fancy them to go through. You know, for me personally, I think Group H is a really interesting group, Chelsea's group. I think it's probably the most evenly matched group I think I've ever seen in the Champions League. You know, Chelsea in transition, good Ajax team, Valencia coming back last year, obviously, in the Liga, and Lille, you know, are always kind of a good young side. So I think, you know, that's going to be an interesting group for Frank Lampard.
But Frank should look at that and feel pretty confident of getting out of that group.
Well, I can't pick who's going to go through. It's one of those, it's like a free-for-all, I think, in that particular group. He'll feel a favourite, definitely, don't get me wrong, but I do, you know, there's some surprise packages, I think, you know, within there, some good games.
What about Liverpool's group then, Michael? As you said, they'll be very pleased in there. They do have Napoli in there again. The home leg was won by the home side, 1-0 last season. Nothing really to trouble them there. You'd expect them to top that group?
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll be delighted with it. I think the countries that they're flying to are good ones in terms of getting there, the distance they'll have to travel. This was a funny game last season. Liverpool played totally the opposite to how they normally play. Sat back and almost tried to play for the draw and got done in the last minute or so, and then the pressure was on. But when the pressure's on at Anfield, we all know the result. But no, it was 2 very good games. But of course, you've got a little bit of, time to manoeuvre, to have a little bit of an average result or two in the group stage. And I think with what they've got, even a mistake or two against Napoli, I still fancy them to progress.
Of course, Carlo Ancelotti leading Napoli certainly knows his way around the Champions League, won it 3 times. But have they really got enough in that squad to trouble the best in Europe?
No, I don't think they have. They certainly, I don't think, will trouble Liverpool. I really think they're going to be too powerful, too confident, after they're champions after all, and they've got that 12th man, as we've been talking about Anfield. If they do come unstuck at any stage, going back to Anfield is obviously a massive plus for them. So I can only see Liverpool winning that group. I really can.
They do need to improve their away form in the competition this season. They didn't win any of the away group games last season, relied completely on that Anfield atmosphere.
If they want to make it more comfortable, yes, but I'm not that concerned about it, to be honest with you, because what they do at Anfield is they win games, and they win when it matters, no matter how, whether they need 3, 4 or 5 goals, you're always confident they're going to go and do it. Look, I think within Champions League games away from home, they're just always difficult games, and you always get surprises. And you have the odd one that, like last year, Liverpool had a couple with City. But essentially, with Liverpool, I'm never that worried that they're not going to get through their group.
Jurgen Klopp wants to create that mentality of winning trophies now. He says he wants the players to stay greedy now they've won that Champions League. That Super Cup win in Istanbul will have certainly helped.
I think it's easier once you win one. I think, the fear of losing, the fear of teams being better than you after that is a bigger driver than actually getting over the hurdle of winning your first one. The first one's a big one to win. Of course, they've gone and won the Super Cup as well now. So 2 trophies in the blink of an eye. And with the way they're playing, the way Liverpool have started the season as well, the way the draw has gone, you can only see Liverpool picking up more and more trophies in the future years.
And that carrot of the final being in Istanbul as well.
Yeah, lucky omen, of course. Virgil van Dijk mentioned winning the Super Cup there, but I think if you mention Istanbul to Liverpool fans, their thoughts will immediately go to the unbelievable comeback against AC Milan. So yeah, it's been a great place for Liverpool over the years.
What are your thoughts then on Man City's group, Glenn? They'll be very happy, I'm sure. They've got a couple of intense atmospheres as well to head to in their group with Shakhtar and Atalanta as well. It's a feisty place to go.
Well, it is, but you've got to say Man City will come out of that group, and they should come out as winners as well. It's not like they've got another one in there that you go, wow, that's going to be a hell of a game, heavyweights. They should be too powerful for their 3 opponents, and it's about winning your group, don't forget, as well, which is important. So, yeah, I think that's a really good group for them, in the sense that possibly if you've got some heavyweights in there, you might have to think about playing it, but he might be able to tinker with his league games, with the Premier League games leading up to that. So you haven't got to play yet. I don't think City have got to play their absolute best 11 in that group.
It's going to help him fighting on the 2 fronts.
Yeah, with the squad that he's got as well. I think that's going to be very helpful for him.
Oh, 4 fronts, as I'm sure they're going for this season. OK, we'll talk more about Tottenham and Chelsea after the break, and we'll get more reaction from the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco.